working to meet the most critical needs in Bucks County. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me this hour is Lynn Bush. She is the chair for the Board of Directors for the United Way of Bucks County. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Now, when we talk about the role of the United Way in Bucks County, there are some national initiatives that you're putting into action right here at a local level.
That's correct. The United Way of Bucks County is part of the worldwide United Way. However, our fundraising and our programs and all of our money is spent in Bucks County. So we consider ourselves to be a very local agency, but we do focus on issues that affect others across the country as well. So
main areas that we're focusing on are education, income, health, things that touch everyone's lives.
Everybody, exactly right. The focus areas for United Way were developed by a needs assessment of our community, and we've worked with other agencies in figuring out what are the critical needs. And as you mentioned, certainly education's a big one, and we know that from early childhood on to later education. Self-sufficiency, our income level, making sure that families can be self-sufficient is one of our focus areas. And finally, the area of health and healthy communities that extends into issues with substance abuse or housing and other kinds of critical issues that really do cut across our county.
So essentially, United Way acts as a fundraising arm, and then you work with local nonprofit organizations in order to find the best match for communities in order to have the most impact for those dollars. So give us an idea as to how you actually choose these member agencies from all the many organizations that are worthwhile and doing good things in the community.
That's a great question, and I'm glad you used the word impact, because that's something that we do focus on. We focus on funding programs that will address the needs that we've identified, again, through our assessment of needs. We put out a request for proposals, usually toward the end of the year, and then agencies that have programs or ideas for programs that would help people advance either healthy communities or self-sufficiency or education can submit a proposal to us on how they will do that. It could be an after-school homework program, it could be assistance to a homeless shelter, and those programs are then evaluated by a very large group of volunteers who meet and review every proposal, rank those proposals, and we also have experts in finance to make sure that their budgets make sense, so that our money would be used properly. We also visit those programs that get funded, and that's a great experience to go out and see how the programs are actually working now that we've been funding them.
But that has to be challenging, in a sense, for these volunteers to actually determine which of these nonprofits will receive the United Way funding.
You are absolutely right, and you'd be extremely impressed at the diligence of our volunteers. We divide them into groups, and so there are certain, there's a group that looks just at the programs dealing with perhaps self-sufficiency and income, and they become experts in that, and they read through the proposals, discuss them. We find many worthy programs, and so the challenge is really how do we provide funding in a way that will make a meaningful impact.
Does that become increasingly difficult now in an era where needs have increased dramatically and fundraising efforts have become much more challenging?
That is absolutely true. I think we've been fortunate in continuing to be able to sustain a fundraising level that continues to have an impact in Bucks County. However, the needs are definitely greater. We see that on a national level, and we see it in Bucks County as well. So that is a double hit, I think, for any nonprofit agency, and especially social service agencies.
And just a few seconds left, but at this point you're looking for businesses, individuals to get involved with your capital campaign.
Absolutely. We focused on workplace fundraising and continue to do so.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you, Jill.
We've been talking with Lynn Bush, the chair of the Board of Directors for the United Way of Bucks County. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Newsmakers.